agendas. And that's why it's so important for every single music thing we listen to. We need to look into the lyrics. We need to look behind the artists themselves and what they're into, what they're involved into. And we need to look at these things ourselves. Because a lot of times there's always a lot of baggage under the carpet, you could say, that they don't like people seeing. What about girl groups? Here we have the Spice Girls, and I'm sure everyone has heard of them sometime. What do they sing? Are they any different? Here's some of their lyrics. In their song, When Two Become One, they sing, "Be a little bit wiser, baby. Put it on, put it on. 'Cause tonight is the night where two become one." What do you think they're talking about there? Well, they're basically teaching their young fan base how to use condoms. Now, the scary thing about, especially a group like Spice Girls, is they've got an even younger fan base than the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. Their fan base starts at probably age 5, 6, maybe even age 4, and goes up. And just take a look. This was one of a particular, I don't know, it was like a audience interactive kind of thing where they had a lot of kids around them, and most of these kids were aged from between the age of 8 to 15. And they were all spread out around them, and this is the actual song that was being sung to them. These are the lyrics for it. It was, "Do what your mama said, I will not be told. Keep your mouth shut, keep your legs shut. Who cares what they say? Because rules are for the breaking. Who made them anyway? Make your own rules." Now, how many commandments are actually being broken in this one song that is being taught to these young kids? To disobey your family, your parents. Who made the rules anyway? Who made them? God. So they're not only blaspheming, but they're breaking the first, second, and third commandments. So this is what is getting taught to the kids. And once again, I have to emphasize, do not judge a book by its cover, because you need to everything your kids listen to, you need to examine it and see what is actually being said. Because a lot of the time, Satan has subtly put these things in there just to try to corrupt your children. That's why it's so important. Another example, Britney Spears. What's some songs that she sings? Here she sings this line, I bet you we can pop like we've never popped it before. And in the American slang book, pop is basically a term for fornication or sex. And she also sings to a lot of young kids as well. Same with Christina Aguilera. She's got a lot of sexually explicit kind of music and lyrics. And here's just a lovely little quote from her, and it gives you insight about what they actually think of your children. She says, "Whatever I do, it's my business. It's not my job to parent America. But it is her job to get paid to basically corrupt your children." Responsible people, aren't they? "Therefore, by their fruits you will know them." Matthew 7:20. This is a lovely tree because it's got beautiful fruits like love, faithfulness, goodness, kindness, self-control, gentleness. All these things that God tells us are the fruits of the Spirit. So, is there a message in this for all of us? You will know them by their fruits, I believe. Well, let's take a quick look and see what some of the fruits of this modern day music industry are. And we will see how Christian-like it really is. Ever since the 1960s big music and drug revolution, you could say, the statistics of where our society has actually gone is absolutely incredible. Because back in the days when chewing gum used to be a big problem in school, now kids are smoking, they're partying, they're sexually immoral, they're drinking at an incredibly young age. And you have all these children that are flocking to be like their favorite stars or their favorite idols. And here we have a few pictures of a few kids that are all wanting to be these famous stars that they see on TV. This industry has incredible control over children and youth. Here we have an interesting article from Time magazine where it says, "Children having children, teen pregnancy in America." Let's have a look at some of these fruits that occurred ever since the 1960s music revolution. Suicide rates are up 400%. Pregnancies between 10 to 14-year-olds up 553%. That's sick. Sexually transmitted diseases up 226%. Approximately 1 million teenage pregnancies each year in the US. Australia has become one of the highest teenage pregnancy and abortion rates. Divorce rates are up 111%. Violent crime rates are up 995%. And Spiritism is one of the fastest growing religions in Australia. And that's basically paganism. These are your fruits from the music industry. So in conclusion, basically, as you have seen in this modern day music industry, it is just as corrupt as the industry of old days. And just like in the old days, there are so many people that claim to be in the occult and claim to have sold their souls. So we are beginning to build this big picture that it's not just something in the past, that this today has even flourished even more. And we are just starting to see the fruits of the 1960s movement, which we will get more into later. James 4:4 says, "Do you not know that friendship with the world is enmity with God? Whoever therefore wants to be friends of the world makes himself an enemy of God." The thing is, if we accept things from the world in our lives, and then we try to play the game where we can have a bit of the world here and that we can have a bit of God there, as we can see from this quote from Scripture, that God does not like that. He does not accept that as worship. If you have any form of friendship towards the world, it actually makes you an enemy of God. And that's something I don't wish upon anyone. So, if anyone here today has items, where they believe that they have things in their lives which are actually holding them back from God, as we continue along our journey, I want you just to think about those things and ask yourself, do you really want to still keep those things in your life if you know it's going to make an enemy between you and God? You see, our God is a loving God. He doesn't want to push you away. But He knows if you have these things in your life, if you hold them as an idol, there's nothing He can do. So, as we go along this journey through the music industry, I just want you to keep in the back of your minds, is there anything you want to surrender to God this day and get out of your life? Maybe even when you go home, take this thought with you, and if there's anything you see, make a commitment to God and tell Him that you want to give it to Him and get rid of it out of your life. Thank you very much.